sorry, I do apologise. I've been fiddling around with this camera here and I've now finally got it into the position it's meant to be. Sadly, the live stream will not be as long as I planned for it to go on for, but we are now back in business again, and I believe, yes, we are on as well. Hello there to those of you who popped in earlier ago. I do apologise that we had a few issues with the setting up of the camera. There's not really, I don't know what the percentage is like on that camera, but I've now managed to sort the orientation. The orientation was the wrong way round, so I can only apologise. And so the stream would have been at least for a good, let's just look at the clock, it would have been going for a good 30 odd minutes, 35 minutes already, but I do apologise. It will be short and I will have to squeeze this in as I have a few things to do this evening. But thank you for being very patient with me. I have been out of sync as far as live streams are concerned, and what basically was the difference was the screen orientation lock was on, meaning that it did not rotate round. So I do apologise about that. Good evening to Mark Hemmeldown. A big congratulations to you, my friend, for hitting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Do keep up the good work, my friend, and carry on being awesome. And good evening to Simon Davey as well. So basically, yes, let's look back on 2022. I am going to gabble on very quickly here, and I will try to read as many messages as I can. We have started much later than I expected, meaning I will have to cram this in probably a half an hour window, if that, maybe, just to squeeze this down, because I do have a few things to do this evening. So really I want to look back on 2022, and I describe the year of 2022 for me was a very unusual year for me on YouTube. And the reason it was a very unusual year for me, because yes, it started brilliantly, and in the middle you could say it sort of went a little bit stagnant and it sort of stalled, but we got through the part where it stalled, and then if we then got over the stallage, it was a storm that I was weathering, but we weathered the storm and we come out stronger than we've ever come out before. And I'm hoping that 2023 will be a better year for me. This year, 2022, a fantastic year, but it will always be known as the unusual year on YouTube for me. Kent Trains, Buses and More. Hope you're well, Sam. Joining. If I have missed anyone, do retype in, and we will give you a shout and we will say hello. So yeah, it was the year that was a very unpredictable year. January, these are just a few notes I've made, so I do apologize if I'm looking down. So January was a least used station vlog that was released onto the channel in January. So these were the things that were released at that around them certain months. And evening to the Flag Master, thank you for joining the stream. So yeah, we're just going to roll through them very quickly now in maybe a short space of half an hour because that's all I've got time to play with. As you can tell, we are out of sync, but we are now back in sync. And this is why I have not done a live stream for ages, so you can tell that I'm well out of sync on this one. So we visited a least used station in Essex, being White Notley. It was something I wanted to do as a it was something I wanted to do because I'd obviously collaborate with Jeff Marshall in December 2021, and I wanted to put my little spin on it and do a few least used stations, which I might well do yet a few more in the future, but at the moment I don't know when that will be as such. So we did obviously that, and then obviously we kicked off with two collaborations back to back. Rugeley Trent Valley collaboration with of course Midlands Train Spotting at Rugeley Trent Valley on the West Coast Main Line. West Coast Main Line with them, and that was a very enjoyable day. We saw Pride. We also saw 39119, if you're not aware of it, the Pendolino, and of course we did see Opportunity 39121 as well, which did obviously top the video off, and it is one of them videos in my top videos, so you must have enjoyed it. So that was a massive video in January. Also a decent live stream in January also was with the Angela crew, that's Rachel, with the Caledonian Sleeper live stream back in January. Remember it very well, standing on that platform at Crew. It was absolutely freezing cold, but we brought you a brief live stream, and of course Rachel brought you a live stream as well at the same time, and of course it was something that I was honoured to do, two collaborations in January, and I thought it was the perfect start to the channel, and I thought it was very enjoyable to collaborate with two fellow YouTubers in a very short space of time in, of course, the month of January. As you know, I think it was the first or second week that we'd hit into January where my Christmas contract with Royal Mail ended, and I was then pretty much out of sync until the very end of February, when I was lucky enough to join Angard and join the agency and start picking up a few shifts. Through them periods, it wasn't the best of bests, but mainly we got done what we had to do to the best of our ability, and we muscled our way through. There was, like I say, it was the year that will go down as the unusual year for me. So going into the parts of the end of January, we also did Rutland's least used and most used station, being Oakham. That was the vlog I did. Also we did Suffolk's least used station, being Lakenheath at that particular time. February brought us London Underground's least used station, which happened to be Rodin Valley at the time. Maybe the statistics have now changed since then, but maybe they haven't. I haven't had chance to look at statistics. Then we collaborated with Ruben Ashwell. Now Ruben Ashwell, he collaborated with me to do Nottingham's least used station, which happened to be Elton and Alston. And then, of course, on that same day, we also filmed at Leicestershire's Least Used Station, being Bottisford. And it was good to collaborate with Ruben. It was really good to get 2 Least Used Station vlogs and videos done in a limited amount of time, in under a few hours. And it was good to see Ruben as well. So then we moved on to March, where we did where I did a vlog around near my birthday, which happened to be the Ely to Littleport vlog, which was classed as a Cambridgeshire adventure. And it was when, good evening Lee, I hope you're well. So what happened was I walked, if you remember, I started filming when we was at the river bridge there, and we walked all the way along that lovely river view along the river there until we ended up passing through some countryside, some wonderful countryside indeed it was, and then eventually we headed towards Littleport railway station, where we then picked up the train and we headed back from Littleport back to Ely. Don't apologise, Simon, I've had issues with the setting up the camera, so you're not late, so don't worry. But thank you for joining. We are just briefly going over what this unusual year for me has been. So then in April 2022, we went to Epsom Downs railway station and we did a vlog there. We filmed at Epsom Downs railway station. This was when I happened to go away with my brother in Surrey, and we discovered Epsom Downs railway station from just randomly walking, and so I thought it was the ideal situation to film a vlog, a station review of Epsom. If you want to see more about Epsom, do go and check out Simon Trains' channel, because he did a vlog most recently on that branch line, on the Epsom Downs branch line, so don't forget to check out Simon Trains' Epsom Downs video on that branch line if you haven't already checked it out. We also then did the vlog, what I called When a Southerner Travels Southern, being me, I am Southern, I am a Southerner, and of course we travelled with Southern Trains, and we did the journey from London Victoria all the way down to Epsom Downs railway station, which was again a vlog that I enjoyed doing. And of course, to top that off, we also had the Norfolk Coast Express rail tour, which run, I believe, possibly, I can't remember where it ran. Oh, that's right, it ran from Manchester to Manchester to Great Yarmouth. It was the Norfolk Coast rail tour, and it was a class 40 that come in, and obviously the tour was then staying there at Yarmouth for a little while, and then it was heading back a few hours later back to Manchester. Also in that month we did trains at Arlesey and also trains at Waterbeach. We then moved on to May, where we finally hit the Great Eastern Main Line, and we went to do trains at Chelmsford. Also another trains at Waterbeach happened, and then the Waterbeach station vlog, where I did a random station review of Waterbeach railway station. Remember, if you've not seen any of these videos, I'm sure you will find these videos as you filter through my channel, so do feel free to go and check out them vlogs if you've not seen them before. Remember, if you are new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free of charge, and remember that your subscription to this channel is always, as I've always said, is kindly appreciated as always. Yeah, if you've not seen any of these videos, go check them out. Feel free, watch at your own leisure, whenever you got spare time. If you're new, do explore the channel, and I hope you enjoy it. And thank you for coming across, because your subscription is always kindly appreciated. Then we moved on to trains at Tenham and trains at Faversham, also in the month of May. So again, that visit, through them difficult times, I believe I went away with my brother them times again to Kent and filmed 2 trains at videos, which kept the channel ticking over nicely. We also did trains at Whittlesea, and of course the Whittlesea station vlog, the random station review, which I hope to do more random station reviews. Yes, I'm glad you reminded me. And that's again another thing. What I want to do is more station reviews. And when I was at Faversham, yes, I did meet Kent's Trains, Buses and More, being Sam. I saw him on the Sunday morning as we was leaving. I was filming the actual part of the trains at video, and we did sort of bump into each other, and Sam recognised me, come over onto the other platform where I was. We had a lovely chat and we filmed some trains together, and then Sam went off to do a trip out somewhere. I think he had a rail replacement service, so he was then getting on a bus. But it was an absolute pleasure to meet you, Sam, and thank you very much for reminding me. June, then obviously we returned back to the Great Eastern Main Line with trains at Ipswich, which funny enough is of course one of my top videos. So if you obviously check that out, if you check that out, that will be in one of my top videos. It will be in anyway. Then we went across to the East Coast Main Line for trains at Sandy. Also a highlight was seeing the BR Blue class 45041 at the Nene Valley Railway. So that was also something that I enjoyed as a highlight. More trains at Waterbeach. There was a lot of trains at Waterbeach. Good evening to, is it Enan, is it? I don't want to mincemeat your name. I'm sorry if I've pronounced your name wrong, but good evening to you. So we did a lot of trains at Waterbeach as well. Then of course we had the Northern Bell running from Norwich to Chester. I was up early that morning. That was 57313 and 57314, Scarborough Castle and Conway Castle on that particular journey. We then moved on to July. This was a strike day that I went out, so I got the bus to Norwich, and then I obviously picked up East Midlands Railway service to Peterborough. Then I moved down the line to Sandy, where I saw the GBRF private charter 92032, which was doing GBRF private charter between London and Newcastle. Remember it very well because there was a train got in the way, and I had to just wait there until it returned back from London as it was heading to Newcastle to film it, which was a success in the end. Also then we returned back to Kent once again on the Chatham Main Line this time to do trains at Gillingham, which was absolutely fantastic to film. Really enjoyed filming that video as well. It was a fantastic filming session at Gillingham. And then, of course, as the month went on, we had the Wyndham Willows Rail Tour, which was consisted of 66712 and 66702. Originally were meant to be two Class 67s, but got replaced at the last minute. And then continuing with July, we had trains at Brundall, so that's on the Wherry lines, my local line. Then we had back onto the Great Eastern Main Line to do trains at Norwich on the Great Eastern Main Line. Spit it out, Simon. Then we returned back to Sandy to do another trains at Sandy on the East Coast Main Line. Then we returned back to Stowmarket on the Great Eastern Main Line, and we did trains at Stowmarket and trains at Needham Market on the Great Eastern Main Line. A lot of these visits, good evening Leslie, I hope you are, a lot of these visits that I was able to do was, good evening Jordan, I hope you're well my friend, lovely to see you this evening. A lot of these plans I was helped out quite a lot by these plans, and I cannot thank people enough when we say I was weathering a storm, and some of these things I'm telling you about would have never been able to be possibly done at them particular times if it wasn't for the Ko-fi page I had and for people's kindness, really. Remember, only donate, and I will put a big line under it because I know there could be a little bit of a hatred out there. Only donate to my Ko-fi page unless you absolutely want to, but I will say a massive thank you to those who did support me through some of these plans. The good news is now we have finally stabilised ourselves to a position where we are able to now, we've stabilised ourselves over the last few months, and I've been able to get a lot of night shifts most recently, and with night shifts paying quite well right now, I'm able to go and visit places that I weren't able to visit months and months ago. So that's what I mean. I just want to draw the line under there because I know there may be someone say, well, hang about. Yes, we've all been there. We've all had difficult times. We are now stabilising. Let's carry on then. August, we did trains at Manningtree on the Great Eastern Main Line as well. And then we also finished off the Great Eastern Main Line with that month, particularly just two highlights for the month of August, was trains at Diss as well. Diss I remember very well, and Manningtree I remember very well, because it was nice to see the 321s again, the Class 321s. And at Diss, you enjoyed the Stadlers. It was a very well watched video, and of course you enjoyed watching the all train pass through and the locomotive running back solo as well. Remember that Class 66 that is in that video, its original livery, the video can be found on my channel of it in its current livery, sorry, I can't even spit the words out now. And it can also be found in, good evening Cal, hope you're well. And it can also be found with a rainbow on it on a video, definitely on my channel. So feel free to go check that out. It would be good. Yes, the Class 90s, we do simply miss them, Simon. We do. So September then was also a month where I went again to Kent with my brother. We went to Maidstone East, and I managed to eventually film a Trains Out video at Maidstone East in the end. I believe I had some issues with the camera, but the camera was then resolved. The issues with the were resolved, and I wanted to deliver you content at the time because it was something that I was enjoying doing, and I just wanted to keep the content rolling and the ball rolling so that you would enjoy it. So that was Maidstone East. And on the day that we left, funny enough, we did see the Belmont British Pullman running from London Victoria to Gillingham via Maidstone East. So that was good because that was the first sighting of a Class 67. I'd never seen a Class 67 until that day, so that was really good. Then obviously in that month released, you do well to remember this stuff. It's all written down, Leslie. It's all written down. It's all written down. But thank you very much for your kind words. And of course, then we had Trains at Sheffield, which was probably filmed in August, but not released until September. And it was my first visit, much further north for the first time. And it was something that I was able to get a lot of shifts behind me, a lot of night shifts behind me at a particular time, build the money up, save it up, and then to really crack away at it. And I stayed in Derby, I think, for one night, and then the next day I went to Sheffield with another fellow YouTuber, and we both filmed for our channels Trains at Sheffield. And of course, it was a brilliant day. It was nice seeing HST as well. It was nice to see the HSTs. It was nice to see some Northern, and of course the TPE, the Class 68 TPE as well. I think that was on Diversion when I was there, so that was good. I headed back that afternoon, sometime after 4, and then of course, sorry, looking at the clock. And then of course I headed back on the East Midlands all the way back from Sheffield, and it ran on time, and I arrived back at Norwich bang on time, and then just got another train back from Norwich back to where we are here. After that, back out on the railways again after working again, month later than when it was actually due to pass through. It meant to pass through in August, but was pushed back to the end of September. Was the Deltic Delight rail tour, which was made up of D9000, which was a Class 55. So it was nice to see a Class 55 on the main line and operating a rail tour, because it was our only opportunity as railway enthusiasts to actually see a Class 55, because the next two sadly did get cancelled, but I was one of the fortunate people, like many, to see the Deltic Delight, and again many others were. Thank you very much, Kat. Thank you for popping in. So yes, it was lovely to see that. On the same day, I went to Winsford, a little bit further up the line afterwards, and I managed to catch the Cumbrian Coast Express, which of course we all know is 86. Is 86239, which is Les Ross Peter Pan. Yes, it's amazing. I didn't see you, Simon. I did look out the door at Stafford for you, but I did see your video there from Stafford. Obviously, during the month of October, we had a couple of Trains Out video from Derby, where I'd visited it numerous months. Derby has become a very Les Ross, Derby has become sort of like an epicentre to me, because I find it very easy to stay there, and the fares are not quite reasonable to get up into the Midlands from where I live. And I find that when I'm in Derby, I'm quite centralised, so I can go north, south, east or west. I'm very well nicely situated in Derby. So that is why I tend to head for Derby, because I can go to most places, and the fares are relatively cheap, I will say. So that's what we did that month in October. Trains at Derby, I think it's about ×2 or ×3, but we will not be getting another trains at Derby because I don't want to repeat myself too much. But I do have a lot of unseen footage from Derby, which may get put up as an end of a year video. Anything that I haven't dropped, I might just drop it at the end of the year and say unseen footage from 2022. And then on the same month in October, we released, of course, Trains at Birmingham New Street. Thank you very much, Mark, for putting the links in. I really do appreciate that, my friend. And I appreciate all those who have popped in this evening. So we then did Trains at Birmingham New Street. Now, I had the luxury of obviously travelling on an HST for the first time in many, many years, and we travelled there on that from Derby to Birmingham New Street in the comfort of the very comfortable seats of cross-country HSTs. They will be a train I will solely miss when they do start disappearing off the network. They are what I used to use a lot as a passenger many, many years ago when I was travelling on trains before I even started vlogging. But the HST has always been a mode of transport that I've been very fond of, and yes, I will miss them when they go. Moving on to November, then we of course left Derby that morning again. Now this was good because I travel with East Midlands Railways, and the ticket from Derby to Chester was £22.80, so you might as well say 23 quid to go all the way from Derby to Chester, which was a bargain. If I travelled from Chester from where I am now, I am looking at over £100 easily on the day, easily over £100. So to get a ticket was quite good. So okay, it was the line that runs from Derby to Crewe with East Midlands Railways. I think I had a class 156 and I did enjoy the ride. However, I did find that there is quite a gradient to that line there, and there is, thank you Mark for dropping the links, it's very kind. There's a gradient to the line on the EMR service between Derby and up as far as towards Stoke. Some of the stations are on a gradient, so when we was pulling away, it was just taking us a little bit of time to get away. But then when we started going, we was all right. I really enjoyed the countryside, took it all in. It was an amazing journey, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed it, to be fair to you. And then obviously we got to Crewe, and then me and a fellow YouTuber, as you full well know, because they have done a video of Trains at Chester as well. They did a video while they was there as well, and plus they did a video the week beforehand as well, and saw some amazing captures there when they were there the first time. And of course it was the first time for me that I travelled on a Transport for Wales train from Crewe to Chester. I'd never ever travelled on a Transport for Wales train, and I did enjoy the ride on the TFW Sprinter that took us to Chester. When I was there, it was nice to see the Avanti West Coast's voyages. Of course, the Merseyrail Peps, the 507s and the 508s, because that was the first sighting for me as well, to sort of see the 507s and 508s. So it was something I really enjoyed and continued to enjoy as well. I had a fantastic day. Nice to see plenty of TFW, Northern, Merseyrail and Avanti West Coast. So, and of course Bahamas, which was on a Christmas rail tour as well, and of course Duchess of Sutherland as well. So fantastic day, very enjoyable day, very long day. It didn't end there because we then headed back towards Derby. Then we got and headed our way to East Midlands Parkway, being Miles being the thumbnail for this thing, the thumbnail for the live stream. That was at East Midlands Parkway, and we saw the Whitby Jet, which was the Midland Pullman. It was the first ever sighting of the Midland Pullman, which is very good indeed to see. But yes, it was a very long day, but probably one of the best days I've had out in a very long time. I didn't get back to the hotel until, it must have been after 9 or something like that, but I had a fantastic time, and many others did that day, and it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. So then obviously we then toured our way into December, where we did Trains at Colchester, featuring 37401 Mary Queen of Scots. Spit the words out, Simon. And of course 68001 as well. Can't remember the name though. Thank you very much for dropping the link as well, Mark. Very kind of you. And of course, then most recently, as you may well have discovered, that that we also saw the Northern Belle, which was of course 47812 and 57313, passing through Stowmarket the other week. Last Monday, was it? I think it may well have been last Monday, which was very good indeed to go and see. And then this Friday just gone, which was yesterday, you may have seen something pop up about the Polar Express rail tour on the Mid-Norfolk Railway. Well, yes, I was fortunate enough to catch that. But I stood at that level crossing, I will admit, for a very long period of time. And after a short phone call, I then discovered that it was going to be running a little bit later than normal. But it was nice to see those two locomotives being 47 580, so another class 47, and my first ever sighting of a class 33202. As December ended, I can't even spit the words out, I do apologise here everybody. Has December finished? No way has it finished. It hasn't finished yet. It hasn't finished yet. Thank you, Mark, for dropping the links tonight. I really do appreciate the moderators that have come in tonight, and I really do appreciate everybody else who has popped in. You can tell I'm out of sync with the live streams, and I will try my very best to improve. Trust me, I have to laugh because I have to laugh. Is December done with? No, it's not, because I've got more surprises for you. On Monday, hopefully it's been hopefully it will be a good stream. Yeah, hopefully it is a good stream, Sian, yeah. Have we finished? No, we haven't. Monday, I returned to the East Midlands. I return to Derby for 2 nights, and I'll be returning there for some other Polar Express. That's right, the other Polar Express. So yes, I'll be travelling Monday. Monday I will be filming footage at Derby railway station like I normally do the day I get there, and then of course on the Tuesday I will be going from Derby to Birmingham Moor Street to film trains at Birmingham Moor Street featuring West Midlands Railways and Chiltern Railways, and of course the Polar Express, Clun Castle. Now I hope I've said that correctly. Do correct me if I've said it wrong. Clun Castle with a Class 20 running on it. Midlands Train Spotting, thank you for joining, my friend. I hope you're well. I've just been doing a review of what I've done over the last year, basically. This live stream's been very sketchy, but hey ho, everyone's quite understandable. I haven't sat in front of the camera and done this for a very long time. So yeah, on the 20th, I'm hoping to travel from Derby. Like I said, I'll be travelling up on the 19th, filming footage, just generally filming stuff at Derby. Nice, easy, relaxing morning, afternoon, chill out in the evening. And then on the 20th, I'm hoping to go from there to Birmingham Moor Street, like I said, to film trains at Birmingham Moor Street, featuring, of course, Polar Express, which I said is Clun Castle, and the Class 20. What I may well do is I may well book a ticket to Acocks Green or maybe to Tyseley and film it departing Birmingham Moor Street, but then also film it as a separate video, maybe passing through Tyseley or Acocks Green. But I do like Tyseley. I don't know why. Tyseley is an old Great Western Railway station. Does look like it needs a lot of work doing to it, which is a shame really, because I do worry about seeing stations, you know, slowly deteriorate. Eagle Creek, thank you for joining. So yes, that is what the plan is. Now, because I will not be leaving Derby until evening, Kevin, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining. What I'm hoping to do, I do not, because I've only booked the ticket as far as Nottingham, so I just have to buy a single from Nottingham to Derby, Derby back to Nottingham on the Wednesday. The Wednesday, I do not leave Nottingham until 4 o'clock on a service around just after 4 o'clock, something like that. So I was thinking, as an added bonus, not just to have a Birmingham Moor Street video, as well as obviously the Polar Express, they'll be both included in both videos. So I will drop one as a separate video and I'll drop it in the Trains Out video, because some people prefer to see it like that sort of thing. Oliver, thank you for joining. Very nice of you to all come in and come across, because I'm a bit sketchy tonight. What I was thinking that day on the 21st is that I will hopefully try to head to Tamworth for a few hours and maybe possibly get enough footage from Tamworth to do trains at Tamworth. Now that is the plan, hopefully. That is the plan. That is the plan. So expect, you will definitely get your Birmingham Moor Street Transat video, including the Polar Express. Obviously, Birmingham's version of the Polar Express, because Norfolk has already had their version of the Polar Express. And I think there are still a few more dates that you can go to the Mid Norfolk Railway to see it. But you sadly will not get onto the platform at Dereham, because it is for passengers who are booked on the Polar Express. So you would have to see it at the level crossing where I saw it, or there is another level crossing slightly just past the other one where I was standing. So that's the plan, to go and see that, compile a video, another Transat video, and do the Polar Express also as a separate video. Try and catch it a few times while I'm there, because I will not need to rush back, because I'll be spending another night in Derby, so it won't be an issue about when I rock back, sort of thing. And then basically from then onwards, hopefully on the Wednesday, go to Tamworth in the morning on the 21st, and then obviously return back on the 21st. The good news is, the minute I get back, I mean, I'll be getting back quite late that evening. I won't be arriving back to my local station until sometime after 8 o'clock. By the time I've walked down the road, I'm probably looking at maybe 25 to 9, 20 to 9 by the time I get in. So it will be a long day, but it doesn't really matter if I sleep in that day, because then the following day I will be on a 23:10 till 6 night shift, and then I'll be doing on the 23rd the same thing, 11 till 6 in the morning, which will help me continue the ball rolling on the channel. The good thing this time is, hopefully there will not be too many gaps in 2023, because as you all may be aware, I am going to be relocating within the next month or so. So we're talking maybe possibly the end of January, that it will, hopefully everything will be sewed up, and I will be relocating to the East Midlands in hope of full-time employment, something that I know that I'm not going to get here. In the meantime of looking for that full-time employment, I have the opportunity to transfer from one mail centre to another mail centre, which isn't an issue at all. So that's the options I have. So what I'm saying to you is, let's hope, and I'm confident that there will not be any gaps in 2023's content, because I put a few polls up a few months ago. Now, within the first quarter, that's what I'm hoping. It might have to work out that it's the first half, but I'm hoping within the first quarter of 2023, I will be going to Cardiff Central to film Trains at Cardiff Central. It's something that I want to get a bit more TFW content, because I know the TFW content goes down really well on my channel. So in the first quarter, that's within the first 4 months of 2023, I'm literally hoping, and I'm confident enough, that I will be going to Cardiff Central to film Transat. It may be a case that I'll be staying in Wales for the first time and visiting Wales for the first time, but it will be an amazing experience. 2023, sorry, there's the batteries going a bit low on the camera. 2023 will also hopefully see the return and the finale the last couple of parts of travelling along the Cumbrian coastline. And there's a few more exciting projects that are going to be happening, and it all starts in January. So I can guarantee you that some of the places that you have voted for, I will fulfill them places, and I will get the filming done, and I will get it up on the channel. I'm confident enough now that maybe due to what's going on in this world, without getting too political, there is going to be plenty of work for me for the next couple of months. I can guarantee and assure you that. So, like I said, within the first quarter, Cardiff Central, I want to get Tamworth done before the end of the year, if I can. Birmingham Moor Street will be a definite with the Polar Express. The Cumbrian coastline, let's get that finished. Let's get it all sewed up and tied up. Let's land in Wales for the very first time and spend a bit of time in Wales as well. And of course, could you do it in a day though? Could you do it in a day? Could you do it in a day if you stayed somewhere in the Midlands? Could you still get from Derby to Cardiff and back from Cardiff back to Derby in a day? There's a possibility. That's another possibility I could be looking at. There's some exciting stuff, and there's going to be something exciting coming in January, but just watch this space because there is some good things coming. The way this world is turning right now, there is certainly going to be some busy times ahead at RMG headquarters in Norwich. So yeah, some good times are coming. So I'm not working Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday because I will be out busy filming and travelling backwards and forth. Thursday, Friday, back to work. Then I'll be chilling for Christmas. I might do a Christmas live stream. But I'm hoping just to say Merry Christmas to you all. But I hope you enjoy the upcoming videos. I hope you continue to enjoy my content while I stick up. Some exciting projects coming in 2023, and I can guarantee and assure you this time there will be no gaps in content. I'm confident enough that I am going to turn this channel in 2023 into an amazing channel and continue to upload on a regular basis. Thank you for all your support through 2022. It's been labelled as the unusual year for me, but like I said, in the end it all worked out and it is all going better than it was going, and I'm getting more and more content out to the lovely people, the wonderful people I call you, the best audience on YouTube. I'm now going to have to go because time is getting on. But do take care of yourself, everybody. Do stay safe. Do enjoy your Christmas. I may do a brief Christmas live stream on one day. Maybe Christmas Eve, maybe Boxing Day. I'll see. And I will just check in and say Merry Christmas to everybody, and I will wish you well. If you are tied up, that is fair enough. You can always watch these streams back. This stream will obviously stay on. Thank you all for coming across tonight. Thank you for all your support and your views and your thumbs ups, and of course your subscriptions in. Okay, yeah, I'll read that in a minute. Thank you. I just got a notification from somebody. Yes, I want to thank everybody for the last year. It's been an up and down year, but we have now stabilised ourselves and things can only get better as we end the year a better way than we did the year before and start 2023 in a much better and stronger position. But until then, everybody, it's been a pleasure as always. We finally got the resolution and the camera sorted in the end. But thank you very much for joining, everybody. Do take care, do stay safe. Be careful in them winter conditions out there because they are rather dodgy underfoot. Do take care in the winter weather conditions. Take care all, everybody. Stay safe, and I will catch up with you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and cheers for your support.